very oldest language on the face of this very earth. Chico the Cabia Mapuni, Chineke, and son of the Wena Isala, Nina Goza Hansoya, Nana Jama, and Yanage Faros, Obanane, all the then saw no one Because you will make a difference with your source and no more and we're not going to do But you know what? I don't like you to believe that someone is because of this. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not possible. I have come. Look what you do. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what I'm doing in 5 years to come. Thank you. The very oldest language on the face of this very earth. Chico the Cabia Mapuni, Chineke, and son of the Wena Isala, Nina Goza Hansoya, Nana Jama, and Yanage Faros, Obanane, all the and then saw no one because you will make a difference with your source and no more and we're not going to do it. But you know what? They will like you to believe that someone is the cause of this. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not possible. I have come. Look with you. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what happens in 5 years to come. Thank you.
So you keep on supporting evil in the zoo, the more your land will be taken from you. The more your daughters will be raped and abducted, the more your sons will be slaughtered in cold blood. And under one Nigeria, there is nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Because one idiot that they groomed will rise up and say to you, oh no, it's one Nigeria, there is crime everywhere. Haven't you heard about Zamfara? Haven't you heard about Katsina? There is crime everywhere. That is not the case. The crimes you have in the north, the insecurity you have in the north is as a direct consequence of their own action. They grouped them. Al-Qaeda in the Nigeria, ISIS in West Africa, Boko Haram, Fulani headsmen, bandits, all of them. Who brought them to Nigeria? It's Fulani. Fulani brought them to Nigeria. Everybody brought them in. Why did the government brought them in? Are you people deaf and dumb and stupid? When you come out and you pretend, oh, we are one Nigeria, go and show somebody was asking, where is the boundary? Where will the boundary of Biafra begin? And I asked the fool, where did the boundary of Nigeria begin? People from Niger come in and go as they like. Most of these idiots are from Niger. They are building a pipeline to Niger. They are building a railway line to Niger. They are building roads to Niger. Whereas where the money comes from, which is Biafra land, we don't have those infrastructure. No, we don't. But you're taking our money. You come to Zone, you come to Onaji, you come to Ebeba, you come to Agulere, you come to Ebo, you take our resources, sell it, get the money, and now you're building a way to Niger, and you want me to be happy with you. Clap for your Nigeria. One Nigeria. I think you are insane. You come to my land, we take our oil, we take our gas, we take our manpower, we take everything, our VAT, our tax, and pay. You are now building a road from Katsina to Niger, airport to Niger, refinery to Niger. You take oil, you buy it from my land, you take it to Niger, you refine it, you bring it back to me as a refined petroleum. And you're telling me that country is viable. You're telling me that Nigeria should be supported. You are in one Nigeria. You are not going anywhere and you're dying every day. Because those that they appointed to speak for you, they gave them money so that they will come out, pages of the newspapers to give the world the misleading impression that everything is okay when things are go and see the contradictions in it. Nigeria is not working. We are marginalized. And then you come back to say Nigeria is fine. You must stay in it. Are you not foolish? are the useless intellectuals that you have. On one hand, you say Nigeria is not working. You're marginalized. You are being discriminated against. You're suffering. They're killing you everywhere. And you come back to the same place and say Nigeria must be one. Had Nigerians gotten together to say they want to be part of this useless contraption, that's entirely their business. I'm a Democrat, I'm subscribed to it. But have you asked yourself this question? Why is it that all those asking you to remain in one Nigeria has something to gain from Nigeria, or they have benefited in the past? Nothing more, nothing less. I saw the letter that Atiku Abubakar wrote to President Biden. In it, Atiku Abubakar said to come and help us fight terrorism, in order to ensure that there will be no regional destabilization. That is their game plan at the U.S. State Department for very many years, until we stepped in. They keep trotting out these lies. Once Nigeria breaks up, there will be destabilization in the entire region. I said it because you don't understand African history. Most of these people are not people. When I say it, they say I'm insulting them. No, I'm not insulting you. Most of them are people. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. We always go back to our village where we are born, where our umbilical cord, our long, where it was buried. That's where we come from. That is why every Christmas, Easter, New Year festival, or August meeting, you see us migrating back to where we come from. And I keep saying these things to Africans, they don't understand it. They don't understand it. Everywhere in Africa during Christmas, if you like, be in South Africa, if you like, let it be in Kenya, you let it be in Rwanda, everybody from the capital goes to the village. If you go to Accra, the same thing happens. This past Christmas, if you like, go to Cotonou.
Our Father who art in heaven, nami eligwe, ka alebiso, that your name may be hallowed by name, that we may bow at the mention of it, that we may offer every glory unto thee, that we may offer you every adoration and adulation.
To pray in the language of heaven, the very oldest language on the face of this very earth. Chukwu okike abịa mapụrụ m ihe niile, Chineke na onye ndị nsọ na-efe wee na-akpụ isi ala nye onye anyị na-agọzi aha nsọ ya mgbe niile, onye anyị na-aja mma wee na-eto anyị enweghị iche ọzọ ewezuga gị. Anyị anaghị efe arụsị, ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye kere ihe niile kere eke mana onweghị onye kere ya. Ọ bụ ya mere ndị Igbo ji wee na-etu gị ebighị ebi. Ndị nsọ na-agba oche eze gị okirikiri ha na-akpụ isi ala nye gị, ọbụladị ndị okenye oru abụọ na anọ bụ ndị na-atụ mkpọ ọla edo na ala, ha niile si na-ede nsọ Chineke nna nke igwe. N'ụtụtụ a, ehihie, abalị, n'ụwa niile bụ ebe ụmụ gị gbasasịrị ka ụkpaka nna nke ebere dị ngọzi, ka anyị na-akpọkọta ha eze ebube n'ime eluigwe wee na-arịọ gị ma mma gị na ebere gị, amara gị na ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị nọ. Anyị wee na-arịọ ka iru gị wee chaa n'ebe anyị nọ. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị ezi ebube dị ngọzi, ka iwe tinye ọgbaghara n'etiti ndị iro, ka ha rabụ ndị kụziri ka ha wee megide anyị, onye nwe m na Chineke nna dị nsọ, ka aka nsị ndị dị etu a wee baa ha ọnụ, ije obodo ekwensu bụ zuu wee laa ya n'iyi. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị, onye na-adịgide ma ruo mgbe ebighị ebi, biko nụ ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa ọsọ ọsọ nna nke ebere na ụmụ gị atakwala n'ahụhụ. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị wee na anyị ezi echiche na amamihe, mmekọrịta nwanne na nwanne, ịdị n'otu ọganiru, ịhụnanya nke pụrụ iche onye nwe m na Chineke nna, ka iwe tinye ụmụ gị ezi mmụọ nke eziokwu ma wezuga anyị aka ajọ ihe n'ime ndụ anyị nna nke ebere dị ngọzi. Ka ọ ga-abụ na ikpeta mazị na Biafra ga-abịa, anyị ga-aja gị mma wee too gị, wee gọzie aha nsọ gị, kpụ isi ala nye gị, bulie aha nsọ gị elu site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi, ka a na-arịọ gị ise ise ise. This very morning, all of you, I believe that those who are watching know who we are and why we do what we do. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra all over this very planet Earth, the director of Radio Biafra and Biafra Television, and by the very special grace of the Most High Elohim, Chukwu Kikabia Mapurumi Henine, servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. We are live and we are direct this very morning, afternoon, or night, depending on where you are. And we start this very day by making it abundantly clear that the greatest enemy of a black man is the way that we reason. If not that the way we reason is very, very abhorrent, there is no need or reason why we should be suffering and complaining every blessed day without the courage to do something about it. When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that no court in Nigeria has jurisdiction to try me. Because since this offense was committed in England, so they said, it's only a UK court that can give a Nigerian court the authority to proceed, isn't it? Based on that, they now amended the charge again. I removed London. Location of the broadcast. Contrary to section 196, 174 of the Terrorism Prevention Act 2022. In violation of their own laws. In violation of their own laws. And you want me to stand trial under such circumstances? Is that possible? Nnamdi Kanu to stand trial where all these shenanigans are going on? It's not possible. Anybody standing in trial or coming to try me is a terrorist. That's what they are not me. As simple as that. Section 2, subsection 3F of Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act. That's what it says. Any court considered to try me is committed an act of terrorism. Yes. Very clear. You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered into and then come to try that very person. It's not done anywhere in the world. So you must be aware of that. So that is why there is all these ridiculous delays. That is what the Supreme Court said. I did not jump bail. My home was invaded. They came to kill me and I survived. They came to Kenya to kidnap me, brought me back to this country and seeking to try me, which law says cannot happen. You cannot violate a treaty that they entered into and then hope to stand on that illegality to conduct a trial is not done anywhere in the world. And you wonder why God cost you. You don't know what justice means. You have no idea what justice means. You don't know what justice means. Useless. You cannot find anybody unless the law is written. Show me written law. Show me written law. I want to talk to this. Show me written law. Don't try that. Don't try that. Don't try it. Don't try it. Don't try rubbish. Don't try rubbish. Useless people. You don't know law. You don't know law. Your own constitution you don't respect. Supreme Court's judgment you don't respect. Then why are we in the play? Why are we in the play? Must be defended at all cost. At all cost. It is the land of God, given to his children for their eternal habitation. We may have failed in the past to recognize this very fact, but now that this generation has come, there is nothing anybody can do to stop us from restoring the kingdom of God upon the face of this very earth in the land of Biafra, without apologies to anybody. The Fulani approach to the zoo called Nigeria is called the devil's alternative. Fulani, they have this two-pronged approach to the issue of one Nigeria. If they collapse you through banditry, they will overrun you because they believe they have superior weaponry. Right now, and all of them are in this game together. That's number one. If you sue for peace, which idiots like Omahi are doing, if you sue for peace, they will also get what they're looking for because they will plant Ruga in every local government area. The devil's alternative, whichever option you choose, men are going to die. Men will die. It doesn't matter the option you choose. If you wait for them to do things peacefully, which they will never do, they are going to kill you anyway because they'll be Ruga. And you allow them to forcibly take over your land, you are taken over, they will take it by force. And Fulani will plant their people in your local government areas. That in the next 100 years, you'll be hearing about Olo Emirates. And then we'll be like Hausa people. Our great grandchildren will now ask their parents, what happened? They will tell, oh no, there was somebody called Hope Uzodinma. He was playing politics. He loved Nigeria. That was one called Umahi. He loves Fulani. He used to wear Obada. But then we are gone. As a race, we are finished. And I said to these fools, Fulani Caliphate is dealing with you people, but you don't know it. They are like the vulture. Nigeria is pregnant. If Nigeria dies during the pregnancy, they benefit. Nigeria gives birth to their Ruga, which they want, a new Nigeria, which they want, is also to their benefit. The only people aiding and abetting them are these quislings, the fulefus from the East, intellectuals, and sophisticated morons from the West. Ojukwu negotiated restructuring. What happened? They came back and they said no. Ojukwu said, okay, so you want to continue to kill my people all over the place? No. Because of that, I'll declare Biafra. Today, they have brainwashed all of you with the perverse notion and thinking that somehow Ojukwu is responsible for causing a war, when opposite is the case. That Gowon was the aggressor, not Ojukwu. That's how Nigeria is. Always blaming the victim. And we lost over 5 million people during that very genocidal war. They killed over 5 million Biafrans. They wanted to wipe us away from the face of this very earth. But we survived it. And we are here today. Those they gave birth to, they have come. And this time with a wrath that you cannot even begin to imagine. And
what we are pursuing is a part of pressure, relentless pressure, to ensure that Biafra comes. How are we going to employ that pressure? There are only two ways to get your freedom in the history of the whole world. Freedom can be gotten only two ways. One is through the ballot box. In other words, people will contest and they will have Biafra Nationalist Party. Yes, as they have in Scotland. And then we vote for them. When they then go to the house or maybe go to Abuja, they will say, we are here under the mandate of Biafra Nationalist Party. Because of that, we want to go and conduct a referendum in order for us to be free. The other way, you fight. Either you go through the ballot box or you fight. Which option are we choosing? We have chosen to fight.
We, the Biafrans, call the Finnish authorities to release Mazi Simon Ekpa immediately. Our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Joko, has not committed any offense. Therefore, we demand for his immediate release. Free Mazi Simon Ekpa and free him now. No hand must stop Mazi Simon Ekpa from exercising his duty as a free man. Free Mazi Simon Ekpa.
For those of you who do not understand what we are doing, we are fighting for our freedom. And I believe that everyone in this life and in this world, wherever where you are, the country where you reside in, have a history. Now, I want every one of us here today and those who will listen to this particular speech to note one very important fact. Nigeria state came into being through conquest. This is a fact that nobody can change. Nigeria came into existence through conquest. And the forceful imposition of foreign rule, which denied the indigenous people in Niger area the opportunity to negotiate and choose what they wanted. That is the problem. We have lived with this foreign rule and this forceful union for decades, over 100 years. That is the problem. Now, I want everyone listening to me today to also understand that after this forceful union of Nigeria called the amalgamation, successive regime, both before and after the shambolic independence, continue to hold the state together in a similarly forceful manner, the same pattern and the methodology that the conquest and invasion and the colonizers came in with. They thought by the forceful and the barrels of the gun, they will continue to kill people for the unity of Nigeria. That also is the problem today. So, this impression that they are creating that the country must remain as crafted from the amalgamation by the colonialists, and that this country called Nigeria unity is non-negotiable. That is also the problem. We have lived from centuries to century, and today we are in the era of 21st century. We are now in a global village where the things of the past and the things of the old are changing to become new. And they don't want to change Nigeria with the dangerous diversity that have now emanated from different angles and the different injustices and corruption, and now Nigeria has found itself to become an Islamic state. That is the problem.
You know, all these years when they were conquering you, Hausa, they said Hausa Fulani, we are Hausa Fulani. But now they feel they have taken you over. Now they feel that they are at the cusp of their conquest of Nigeria. They are now floating a radio station, no longer in Hausa language, but in their native Fulani language, Fufude. What does that tell you? As an average Nigerian, I wonder when, maybe there's something in the cow. You know, they have sex with cows, and after that they sell it to us and we eat. Maybe that is when they succeed in hypnotizing us. The interviewer was asking for evidence. Let me now give you the evidence. It was us that translated this evidence. Now it's all over the place. It's gone viral. Now let us hear from the mouth of the Fulani terrorist that the APC brought into Nigeria. Let us hear from them.
Idan ba gwamnati ta daure man wanda yake cikin daji ya ta'addanci ba Allah ubangiji ya tsine ma Allah dauki rayuwa ta a wurin nan.
Listen Hausa.
Allah ce saniya aka san shi da ita sai noma. Saniya ba ta haifa bindiga AK-47.
AK-47.
Allah ce bai da makera da zai kera bindiga AK-47.
AK-47.
Gwamnati ke turowa har muka samu. Mu kuma wallahi dalilin da ya sa billahi lazi shekara na bakwai ina makarantar allo, amma lokacin da na dawo na tsinci kaina a cikin wannan abun wallahi ina mamaki kullum ina tunanin rayuwata.
If I'm lying,
saboda mahaifana akalla a kasar dan banga da su.
What did this man say? I will translate for you. It's on my Twitter. I don't know if it's on my Facebook page. That is why, because of these things, that is why Facebook is busy blocking, banning, suspending people. What did this man say? I'll take off my glasses to read. This man said, I swear to the Almighty Allah, that is the government, the same APC government that our brother was talking about earlier, that gave us arms. I am saying this for people that believe in one Nigeria. That is why I'm... Who are they? Who created this Nigeria? Who created these people that cannot reason very well? Let me read what this man said. I swear to the Almighty Allah, that is the government, that is APC government, so-called Buhari government, that is giving arms to us. Fulani don't know what gun is. We are only headsmen. Cows don't give birth to guns. I swear to Allah, we are on our own, and the government gave us AK-47. I am not afraid to say the truth. Bishop Coker, are you listening? All of you idiots that believe in one Nigeria, are you listening? You morons, monkeys. All of you who are being deceived by this multicultural, multi-ethnic garbage, can you listen? The government that you are hoping to save you are the ones giving arms to those who have come to kill you. And you get up tomorrow morning and you say, believe in one Nigeria. That was why when Ozo 1 was under attack, that was why when these people, they gave guns to attack Nimbo, Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi called, the Enugu State governor called Buhari many times. Buhari ignored his calls. Ugwuanyi called the commander of the 2 division. No one took his call. He called the commissioner of police for Enugu. No one took his call. But anytime IPOB is having meeting, you come and start shooting people. But when the same people were under attack by those that they are sponsoring, they were nowhere to be found. Is that a type of country? Is that the type of country you wish to belong to? Let's be honest about everything. If this insecurity were being caused by a group of disgruntled Fulani businessmen, you can understand. If this insecurity were being caused by a group of, say, very retarded Fulani politicians, of which there are many of them, I can understand. But insecurity is being caused by the government itself, the APC government. Our brother said it here, and you think he's lying. The people that they get, do you know where they said that? In front of Sheikh Gumi, Abubakar Gumi. He went to the forest to go and meet the bandits, and the bandits told him it was the government that gave us the guns. We don't know what guns are until they gave it to us. That's why I asked you, if they are coming all the way from Mali and from Niger, how did they cross the border with guns? If you claim that those terrorism us are from Niger Republic, so you don't have customs and immigration in the north anymore? Or because you see yourselves as one people, so there is no border patrol, no border policing, nothing. But you have closed the border now for nearly a year and a half. So the border is closed. And you're from the south and you're shouting one Nigeria. Do you see the depth of your foolishness? Can you see it? When I say it, it's not out of hatred. People say, oh, I don't like his style of agitation because I tell you the truth. A governor said, the governor of Bauchi State, we are bringing in Fulanis. We are coming to settle Fulani in Nigeria. He said it, he wasn't hiding. We are coming to settle Fulani in your land, in your villages. Do you know why that is possible? Because you believe in one Nigeria. If you are on your own, nobody can try it. It's called an act of war or invasion. But Fulani is carrying out an act of war and invasion into your territory because you are under one Nigeria. So in other words, they are using, Nigeria is providing them a cover to carry out a conquest of an entire, should I say, ethnic nationalities across the zoo. Is it clear to you now? Do you now understand what we are saying? Bishop Coker is afraid. He's from Sokoto, he's a minority. So he thinks that when Nigeria breaks up, Fulani will swallow them alive. But I want to tell them that we are all students of history. There is a group of, or there were a group of people called the Huguenots from France. During the height of Reformation, they were being persecuted by the French authorities who were Catholic. People don't know that Roman Catholic fought with Anglican Church in those days. People don't know this, but that's life. Do you know what happened? Britain, being a Protestant nation, offered amnesty or struck a deal with France to say, give me all your Protestants. We'll absorb them. They're called the Huguenots. And they came to Britain. That is where the lives of Sir Peter de la Billière is a French name. But his family settled in England. He rose to become a general and led the war. In the Desert Storm, it was him that commanded the British forces in the Desert Storm. His ancestors were French, the Huguenots. So what I'm saying to Bishop Coker and all northern Christian minorities today is this: on my honor and on my life, I swear before God Almighty in heaven that with the coming of Biafra, every Christian northerner will be allowed to settle in Biafra land. So you see, Bishop Coker, you have nothing to be afraid of. You have a place where you can practice your faith without looking over your shoulder all the time, thinking who's coming to kill me. You will come to Biafra land and you will live there. A very peaceful, fulfilled life in Biafra land. The same thing that the English did for the French Protestants, they're called the Huguenots. The same thing we are going to do for you. If you feel that you're threatened in the Sharia core north, and because of that, you think that having the East and the West in one Nigeria will save you as if some kind of insurance against elimination by the crazy, mad Fulani Janjaweed, you will come to Biafra land. We will give you asylum. You will stay there. Your generations will live and thrive. We are accommodating people. We welcome visitors. Then you will see what Biafra is like in real life, not the miserable existence you have in Sokoto. You want to stay in a country where people are threatening your life because you spoke. You said your mind and they're threatening you. What I'm offering you is what happened in England, though. The same England telling you to talk about one Nigeria. There was a time that the lives of French Protestants were under threat in France. England said, give them to us, we'll take them. They were all sent to England. They are called the Huguenots. We offer you the same asylum today to Bishop Coker and to all endangered northern Christians. You can all come to Biafra. We will accommodate you gladly. Gladly. I'm saying this live on air, so if I renege on this, you know, they said the internet never lies. They can go back and dig up this very video and say, you said this on the 8th of March, 2021. So you can come to us. This is the reason why everywhere the Janjaweed are dealing with us. They always come to your village and appoint one person as somebody. You know, one thing about you people is this. You always think that tomorrow is going to be better. But in Nigeria, tomorrow never ever gets better. Instead, it gets worse. And we are offering you a way out. People were asking for confirmation that Nigeria Army and police are colluding with Fulani terrorists. You know, it was on this platform that I called for OPC to take over from Amotekun. And thankfully, they have taken over. And there are results. I think earlier yesterday, or was it today, the OPC arrested a Fulani warlord. You know, for us, we don't have time for arrest. We arrest you, of course, and then I think they handed him over to police. When we arrest you, we hand you over to God. God will judge you. They arrested a Fulani warlord, Wakili. Handed him over to police. Police took him to hospital. The same police in Biafra land, they will shoot innocent IPOB family members if they go to hospital and abduct them and the doctor and send them to Abuja to be locked up. Do you understand that? That is what they have been doing. I don't know who is calling me. I don't know what for. It's not an interactive session, so don't call me. They came to Olo, they went to Anambra, they shot people, they took them to Abuja, took the doctor as well, treating them to Abuja. In the West, they apprehended a terrorist, they killed a murderer, a rapist, a bandit, handed the bandit over to the police took him to hospital for treatment, specialist hospital. What other evidence do you need that the police and the army are colluding with those that they imported to come and kill you? And you wake up in the morning and you say you're a Nigerian. Are you not ashamed of yourself? Don't you have any shame within you? God Almighty in heaven. I've never seen a people as daft and as foolish as this. They took him, he was arrested by OPC. You know what they said? Those that arrested this man, he said, or your police are sure of diligent prosecution of suspected criminals. The criminals now are the OPC men that arrested the bandit. Nigeria is astonishing. You arrested a rapist, a mass murderer, a killer, and a land grabber. Took him to the police. The police now arrested you. Took the man to hospital. Beat you, all of you up, and put you in the cell. They say police is your friend. Anyway, I thank God that there are some these guardian angels that came. I don't know where they came from. They are called unknown gunmen. I don't know where they came from. Maybe they are the spirit of all those killed by the police and the army. And they are avenging the death of the people that the police and the army killed. They are called unknown gunmen. I don't know who they are. I don't know where they come from. But they are fighting for the poor. They are like Robin Hood, but in this case, they are not robbing the poor, the rich to pay the poor, no. They are robbing the criminals, the murderers of their own lives. Murderers in the police and the army. People don't know what is coming, do they? They have no idea. I feel sorry for the zoo. They have no idea. Any day that all of you gang up to support your one Nigeria garbage, the more you're digging your collective graves. Nigeria can never ever be fixed. It's broken beyond repair. Can never be fixed. Look at Sultan of Sokoto talking rubbish. The spiritual leader, whatever rubbish he is of the zoo. Sultan of Sokoto, that he was in the army. That war is not good. But you Fulanis are the ones living war on everybody. You took over the whole of Plateau. You came down into Benue. Your people were at also one, massacring people. Then you never talked about war. As soon as we rose up and said enough is enough, now this war language starts to come into your lips. Do you think we are foolish? Do you think we are... Go and bring all the BBCs of this world, every propagandist for neocolonialists. Gang them, bring them together against Biafra agitation. You're wasting your time. Bring them against ESN, you're wasting your time. Arrest all you like. But I'm just warning them, if you're a policeman involved in the arrest of innocent people, all I need to do is to go down on my knees and pray and ask God, please, may unknown gunmen locate you and they will find you. Because God answers my prayers. So all those police stations involved in all this raid know that your turn is coming. It's only a matter of time, it will come. Since you want anarchy, you will get anarchy. Since that is what you want. You people, you don't like people that play it gently by the rules. No, not in the zoo. That is how you have been taking over our land, raping our women, abducting us and killing us. We came out at Mpo, you killed us for no reason. Shia people came out at Abuja, you shot them for no discernible reason. And all of you saw soldiers with live bullets killing people in broad daylight. No major news outlet carried it in the world. They've bribed all of them. I'm saying it on camera. And I wish that the US Congress can call me to testify. The American ambassador, that woman took bribe from Nigeria. Nigeria bribes every ambassador that comes to Nigeria. They give you loads of money, so you will never report what is happening in Nigeria. You don't know that? I'm saying it live on camera. I wish they can call me in America, come and testify. I will do so. The British High Commissioner is as corrupt as the devil. That woman. She was the one that was responsible for the murder at Lekki. When she went to see Tinubu, I warned everybody, look at this woman, the army will open fire. Not up to 6 hours to open fire, that woman. That's another line. All of you are just looking. Anyway, most of you are blind, you cannot see. And Japan and more. We see things that the mere mortals cannot see. That is why Elohim is with us. That is why everything I say comes to pass. It must happen, it must come to pass. I told them that when we were giving thanks and praises to Elohim, I told them that this horn this trumpet that we are blowing, anybody who has it in Asorok will go deaf. How many days? And there was fire in Asorok for the very first time. The zoo will be destroyed. Not that we may just get Biafra, so that when this story is written, our children will know that God did it, not man. Man put their faith in their chariots. Britain, you have you're a member of the UN Security Council, you're very strong, you're powerful. all these criminal U.S. ambassadors coming to Nigeria. Yeah, you have money, you are U.S. You will always support Fulani. You people are openly supporting terrorists because of money, because they bribe you, because Halliburton has oil concessions, because there is a Shell and everything. Everybody's milking Biafra. Because of that, it is better we support terrorists. They'll kill the innocent. And you're diplomats. You're diplomats presiding over the slaughter of the innocent. You cannot speak the truth. We are in the middle of a war. The Fulanis have levied war on every indigenous population, ethnic group in Nigeria. All of you can say it. All you can say is invite the Sarakin or Sarakin Fulani Lagos. Not the Oba of Lagos, no. Sarakin Fulani Lagos means the supreme Fulani ruler in Lagos. Because the US ambassador has taken money from Nigeria. Very soon her tour of duty will come to an end and she will go. She will become a multimillionaire. That is why they all want to come to Nigeria. Because Fulani will pay very well to suppress the news, to stop the truth from going out. And all of you will suffer if you don't repent. You will suffer. Mark my words somewhere, you will suffer if you don't repent from your evil ways. You take money from murderers and from killers to suppress the truth. Biden doesn't know what is happening in Nigeria because they rely on the ambassador to feed them accurate information. And that is not happening because they've been bribed. And that is why people are dying in Nigeria. Nigeria is the only place in turmoil, not making it onto the front pages of newspapers all over the world. Nobody talks about it because they are all compromised. They've been bribed. We don't need your one Nigeria to survive. They tried, can you imagine the nonsense? They brought in their food blockade. They said we will not send food to the south. They are perishable goods. So the items got spoiled in the north. The government now turned around to pay them almost 500 billion. They are the ones that said they will not sell their goods to the south. Their goods are now rotten in the north. And the government paid them compensation of nearly 500 billion. And you're in one Nigeria. Tomorrow morning, you idiotically wake up in the morning and say, I'm a Nigerian. As I said before, before I used to blame white people for racism, I no longer blame them for it. Because we are the cause of racism. Our stupidity as black people is responsible for the way we're being treated all over the world. Very sad indeed. Very, very sad indeed. We don't need them to survive. We don't need them. And we can give them the oil and gas for free. As I've said before, allow me to repeat. The oil, apart from granting citizenship to every northern Christian, I mean Core North, I mean the Sharia, Arewa, Janjaweed North, you will all live in Biafra land, where you can practice religion without fear or favor. Another thing we are going to do is to pipe free oil and gas across the whole of West Africa. In Biafra, Oduduwa will receive oil and gas for free. You see, Benin Republic, oil and gas for free. Togo will receive oil and gas for free. Ghana the same. All the way to, heaven knows, I think, Western Sahara. Do you know why? Because we want the economies of all these countries to grow as well, because they're going to buy our goods and services. They will buy our goods and services. That is why we need the economies to grow as well. A Biafra will offer free oil and gas to the entire West African coastal region. To tell you, we don't need oil and gas to survive as a people. We are not fighting for Biafra because of oil and gas. We are fighting because it is the will of God, and we must be free. We are free people. We were free before the white man came, and we shall be free once again.
Move on. Once they sentence Nnamdi Kanu, they will not even try to protest. Everybody will move about their daily activities, pretending or behaving as if nothing happened. This exactly is what most people say. But let me tell you one thing. Many will look at the streets and say there are no protests. Nobody is rioting. So maybe they don't care. But silence is not peace. Silence is what people do when they are tired of shouting. Silence is what remains after decades of ignored cries. Silence is what happens when a wound becomes normal. In the Southeast, the quiet is louder than any protest because the verdict did not sentence just Nnamdi Kanu. It reopened something older, something deeper, something that the country pretends it doesn't exist. This is not politics. This is not tribalism. This is not supporting IPOB. This is emotion. This is identity. This is pain passed down from parent to child since 1970. Ask any Igbo elder and they will tell you it is not just Nnamdi Kanu alone. It is the symbolism. It is what this judgment represents. It represents exclusion. It represents lack of justice. It represents a narrative that the Southeast is always the villain, always the threat, always the suspect. To many Igbo people, this judgment feels like a deja vu, a familiar punishment, a familiar story. There is a quiet fear spreading in Igbo land. Not fear of protest or soldiers, not fear of violence, but a fear quite deeper. That this country has just showed them once again that their voices does not matter. That their leaders can be taken, silenced, removed without any effort to understand the reasons behind their anger. The fear is not about Kanu being behind bars. The fear is what it means for the future, for their kids, for the next generation who will grow up watching all this. Here is the most dangerous question rising across Igbo land quietly. If our cries for justice always ends in courtrooms and prisons, what are we really a part of? This is not a question about secession. This is a question about belonging. Every time something like this happens, the gap between the Igbo and Nigeria widens. Not because they want it, because the country keeps pushing them to the edge. But here is the irony. The same Southeast that feels ignored, the same Southeast that feels wounded, is always the region Nigeria cannot live without. The traders, the thinkers, the builders, the inventors, the risk takers, the people whose resilience is stronger than any gate, any wall, any prison. And that is why the emotional reaction to Nnamdi Kanu's sentence is not just about anger. It's sadness, it is exhaustion, it is the feeling of being misunderstood again. But breaking, no. The Igbo spirit does not break. It bends, it carries, it survives. Right now, across Igbo land, a quiet conversation is happening again and again. If Nigeria truly believes this sentence will bring peace, why is nobody asking what caused the agitation in the first place? Why is nobody addressing lack of political inclusion, economic neglect, federal appointments that always excludes the Southeast, the memory of a war that never healed, a region treated like an afterthought, a narrative written without them, a wound that Nigeria keeps telling them to forget? Kanu's imprisonment is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of a harder conversation. The real reaction in Igbo land currently is not shouting. It is heartbreak. It is tiredness. It is the quiet realization that no matter how much they contribute, no matter how deeply they love this country, they are still struggling to be seen as equals. But in that heartbreak lies something powerful. A people who has never relied on the system to survive. A people whose strength is older than Nigeria itself. A people who will always rise with or without acceptance. So as Nnamdi Kanu begins his life sentence, the real question is not about him alone. The real question is about the future of Igbo identity in a country that still don't understand their pain, and the world is watching. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know how this makes you feel. Do you think this judgment brings peace, or does it deepen the divide? Like and share this video so that more voices can join the conversation.
The very oldest language on the face of this very earth.
clear that from what I have just listened from you, it is just not ordinary.
Very wonderful. When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that
Welcome. Thank you for joining us on today's program, wherever you are joining from. I appreciate everyone that has connected, wherever you have connected from. Either you are watching us on TikTok, on YouTube, or on Facebook, wherever you are watching from, we welcome you and we appreciate you for being part of the program. We have come once again, as we always do, to make our own contribution based on what we have seen and what we have known, as we always do, and we will continue to do so. So wherever you are watching us from, I urge you in the name of Chukwu Kabiama to kindly help, like, and share the program. Share on your platform, share to family and friends, share on your WhatsApp group. Wherever you belong, share and let other people get the information, because it is our duty to pass these informations across board so that everyone can be updated. Remember, today is Monday and it is sit at home. Monday sit at home is one of the strongest tools that we have to protest against the atrocities of Nigerian government in Nigeria, in Biafra land, against the attack on the Biafran people, against the illegal detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and also a protest against the attack from Nigerian government against all the Biafrans, including our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa, who is detained illegally in Finland. The sit at home has always been the only weapon we have today. There is no other. The only weapon we, the ordinary Biafrans, have today to aid our opinion, to fight our battles, and our voice is being heard through that sit at home. That is why I always urge people to continue on that path. It is a civil disobedience, very peaceful. Nobody's being forced, nobody's being attacked, nobody's being cajoled. It's something that we know that it is necessary to do, and Biafrans are doing it. It's been going on for 5 years and stay counting, almost 5 years and stay counting, and will continue until our voice is heard. Remember, consistency is the key. As long as you're consistent in your requests, definitely answers are going to come. So we will continue to do our own part in our own little way. Likewise, you that is watching there, do your own part in your own little way. Share and bring somebody to get to hear what we are saying. As I always say, in this platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. This is not a platform for propaganda, for blackmail, or for attack. It is not a platform to attack anybody, for character assassination. No. What we do in this platform is to speak the truth and nothing but the truth, regardless who is involved. We say it the way it is. And while we are speaking the truth and spilling the word, we don't attack people. We just say what is obtainable out there. So, my fellow Biafrans, as you're watching, and people of the world that are watching, I welcome every single one of you. People that are genuinely seeking for freedom. It doesn't matter whether you are a Biafran or non-Biafran, whether you support Biafra or you don't support Biafra. Definitely, we know that every human being on the planet Earth, we like to be free. Even though some people are scared of pursuing their freedom, we know that everyone is willing to be free. So if you are ready to be free and willing, we have a platform here for public opinion where you can express yourself based on what you believe or what you think. So whatever be your belief or whatever be your thought, feel free to share your belief. Feel free to share your thought with us. If you have a superior argument than what we are saying, feel free also to join us. Send a link and we are going to, you send a request, we bring you in and you make your own opinion. You are entitled to your opinion. My purpose here is not to force anybody into believing anything or to cajole you. It is to make your conscience to work, make your sense of reason to work more, to make you also reason from different perspectives. Don't always think from your own side, because anytime you set an exam for yourself, definitely you will pass. Nobody sets exam for him or herself and fail. So that is why sometimes you allow others to set the exams. And that is why we're here, speaking to people, talking to people, telling people what they need to hear. And that we will continue to do. Today we have come again on another Monday Sit at Home. And the topic today we are discussing says, Monday Sit at Home. When a government becomes the thief of their own people, the people must answer. When the government becomes the thief of its own people, the people must answer. So remember, the sit at home is no longer something that is new. It's not something we have to continue every time to explain why we are doing it. The reason for the sit at home is well explained and known by all. The result is seen by all. So for those who are trying to fight it, they are only fighting it because it is working. And these are the enemies of the people, those who don't want us to be free. They will continue to fight. It doesn't matter what you say or what you do. But are we going to be silent? No, we will not be silent. So I welcome everyone that have joined us on this morning program. I thank you so much, wherever you are watching us from. Today, I'm not here to shout. I'm not going to shout today. I'm not here also to incite violence of any kind. I'm not here to do that. This is not the purpose of this platform. I'm here to speak the truth, as I always do. Even though the truth hurts, even though some people don't want to hear it, even though the truth will bring hatred, it will make you lose friends, it will make you lose attention, it will make you, people hate you. But yet, are we going to stop telling the truth and focus on lies simply because you want people to be with you, you want people to like you or call you names? No. We will continue to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. Because when a government refuses to listen to the reason, when a government refuses to listen to reasons, silence itself becomes a language. Today's program is titled, as you all know, Monday Sit at Home, Civil Disobedience in the Face of Extortion, Oppression, and the War Against Reason. We will try as much as possible to break this topic down for people to understand. If you are watching this, I want you to do one thing immediately: liking the program and sharing the program. Invite somebody to join us on this program today and stay with us till the end of the program. You are going to learn one or two things, because when we are discussing today affects every citizen, whether you are supporting the sit at home or you are not, whether you are a Biafran or non-Biafran, you are going to learn one thing. So hold on to your seatbelt and let us continue to speak and bring information out there for the public to join us and also hear. The most important thing that we know is today, the voice of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is made stronger. We give him a voice and make sure that he's not silenced. I want to make this clear that Monday Sit at Home is not about laziness. Don't see Monday Sit at Home as a work of laziness. Don't see Monday Sit at Home as dullness. No. It is not about fear. Don't say because we are sitting at home, we are afraid. It is not about fear. It is not about destroying society. For those who are peddling those lies, propaganda, to make sure they water down what we are doing, get it straight. The Monday Sit at Home is not about laziness. It is not about fear. And it is not about destroying Igbo land. It is not. Monday Sit at Home is not about destroying Igbo land. It is about civil disobedience. Civil disobedience. Civil disobedience is what happens when a system becomes so unjust that obedience itself becomes immoral. That is when you see civil disobedience comes in. When in a system, obedience itself becomes immoral, the only thing you have in your hand is civil disobedience. Because in Nigeria today, being obedient to Nigerian government or whatever Nigeria presents is immoral. There is no way you can be obedient to the same government that is sponsoring terrorism, that is the same government that is telling lies, the same government that is pushing people to the age of suffering, the same people that is supporting injustice. Obedience to them is immoral. So the only thing that is left for the ordinary people today, more especially the Biafrans, is civil disobedience. And that is why we will continue to rule on the civil disobedience, regardless what any man says. We will continue until we get to the promised land. History did not change because governments suddenly become kind. There is no place in history where they say that governments suddenly become kind. History changes because ordinary people said, we will no longer participate in our own oppression. That is how you change history. When the people wake up and say, we will no longer participate in our own oppression, and that is what the Biafrans have said. The more we continue to obey Nigerian government, we are empowering the oppression of the people, which is what every Nigerian citizen is doing today. Those who are supporting the Tinubu government and those who are promoting Nigeria, the only thing they are doing today is empowering and participating in their own oppression. Each time you go and vote in your ballot, you are voting for your own oppression. Don't mix it up and say, oh, it is democracy, I will vote to change power. You know it is not possible. You know your vote doesn't count. You know that they only use you as a tool to legitimize the criminals they're going to put in place. And you play that role for them. For the next 4 years and 8 years, they continue to marginalize you, they continue to impoverish you, they continue to expose you to the terrorists, and nothing will change. You know that very well. So don't go and confuse yourself and say, oh, voting is democracy. Oh, voting to change governance. Oh, this. That is why we took our stand. Like me personally, the only thing that will solve the problem is disintegration. Because we have called for so many other things. There is nothing that is genuine that you can present today that is genuine except disintegration of Nigeria. And we are calling on that because it has been tried in so many other parts of the world. It works. So that is the only thing that is left to be tried, and it's going to work. What is happening in Nigeria today is something that nobody should turn a blind eye to. Today in Nigeria, governance has been replaced with extortion. You are talking of the situation of Nigeria. Every day it is getting worse. Today, governance in Nigeria have been replaced with extortion. Go to the National Assembly, go to their news, you see the amount of money that is being stolen every day. Huge amount of money that is the way they are, not only that they are stealing the money, they are going ahead to tax the poor masses. Tax the poor masses, increase their tax them as much as they can to make sure that impoverish them. And when you look at what they're doing, you know that the only mission they have in Nigeria today is extortion. That is why I say in Nigerian governance today, it has been replaced with extortion. Governance have been completely replaced with extortion. Citizens wake up every day not asking, how will my government serve me? But asking, who will collect money from me today? This is the new order in that contraption called Nigeria. Every day the people wake up in that country, they are asking, who will collect money from me today? It is not about how will my government serve me? What is the government going to do for you? What is the next policy to prosper the people? The only question you hear every day in Nigerian news today is, who will collect money from me today? Time has gone when people pretend. They can continue to pretend, but so many of us that are genuinely seeking for solution. On different angles, there are some who are talking for revolution. I don't have any problem with people who are asking for revolution. If that revolution can happen, fine. So if you are part of those who are asking for a total revolution in Nigeria, congratulations, work hard and get it. Those of us who are asking for disintegration, we work hard and get it. These are the two things that can be able to shift the situation. But in terms of revolution, the possibility, I don't see it because of the disunity, deep disunity. Disintegration is possible if the West can sincerely and genuinely weigh in, just like the United States is doing. It is easier to disintegrate Nigeria and solve the problem than for you to talk about revolution. Because the revolution will not happen. An Hausa man and a Yoruba man with an Igbo man with a Middle Belt cannot be together and call for revolution. It will not happen. It will never happen. So why do we need to deceive ourselves? The best thing is to put the cake on the table, share it, and let everyone go their separate ways. Every day in Nigeria today, when people wake up, what they are asking is, who will collect money from me today? From the road, to the market, to the checkpoints, to every offices in Nigeria. Once you wake up, what will come in your mind? Who is going to extort me today? Before you take your shower and you walk away from the house, you are already thinking, who is going to extort me today? Is it in the road? Is it in the market? Is it in the checkpoint? Is it in the offices that I'm going to visit? Everything is structured to extort from you, extortion of the highest level. And mostly today, they are legalizing that extortion through taxing. They are increasing the extortion through taxing of people. In Nigeria today, everything has a price tag. Everything you can think of has a price tag. And when citizens complain, they are threatened. When they question authorities, they are labeled enemies of the states. Just like you see them label Mazen Nandekan. Just like you see them label Mazen Samaneba. Just like you see their labeling show every day. Whenever you question the authorities, they label you enemy. When the citizens speak reason, they are silenced. Once you speak reason, you are silent. That is why today they silence Mazen Nandekan by putting him on life sentence and taking him to Sokoto to make sure he is in a place where it will be difficult for people to have access to him. They silence him because he speaks reason. He speaks reason. Whenever he opens his mouth, he speaks reason. There is nobody that have had an encounter with Mazen Nandekan one-on-one and came out to tell us a different issue. The story has always been the same. Excellent person. Wonderful ideas. Lover of freedom and fighting for humanity. These are the information we get from people that went to see Mazen Nandekan. Every time people go to see him, it's unfortunate that in the case of Mazen Simon Ekpa in Finland, nobody is showing up. Even though we have Biafrans in Finland, some of you have forgotten that we even have a consulate in Finland. Biafra had their consulate in Finland, which Mazen Simon Ekpa opened. But sometimes we don't ask ourselves, why is it that people are not going to visit Mazen Simon Ekpa? In the case of Mazen Nandekan, even before he was jailed, but Mazen Simon Ekpa, he had been jailed. He's in prison. He has access to make call. He has access to receive visitors. Why are people not visiting him and bringing information to us? Just like those people are doing in Biafra land. It is sad, but that is one of those questions we ask. That's one of those things that is worrisome to us. That when we ask, some people get agitated. When we ask this question, some people get uncomfortable. But these are questions that demands an answer. Somebody like Mazen Simon Ekpa Njoko that was in the front line, fighting for you and I, making sure that our voice is not silenced, fought for Mazen Nandekan, even putting his own career and life on the line. Today, he's being held, and every one of us is silent. We have thousands of Biafrans in Finland. Mazen Simon Ekpa was the leader of the Igbo community in Finland. He was the leader of the Igbo community in Finland. Was part of the IPOB in Finland. Was part of the British government in Finland. He formed the Biafran government in Finland. Had a consulate of Biafra in Finland with representative. But with all those things that he did today, after his detention, everything disappeared. No single Biafra has the boldness to come out today and speak for Mazen Simon Ekpa in Finland. Or at least continuously go to visit him, get information from him and tell us. Tell us, I visited him and look at what he said. I visited him, look at how he's doing. Oh, I visited him. He has visits, I believe, in Europe, he has visits at least every week. He has visits. Mazen Nandekan, even in Nigeria, has visits 3 times in a week. So I believe Mazen Simon Ekpa will have up to 2 or 3 times in a week in Europe. We never hear anybody going to visit him or bring information. At least even once in 2 weeks. And that doesn't call for concern. Some of us are not bothered. We're not talking about it. And when we talk about it, some people get agitated. I don't know why. But truth must be said. When citizens complain, they are threatened. When they question authorities, they are labeled enemies. When they speak reasons, they are silenced. This is not democracy. This is organized intimidation. I am describing Nigerian government, but when you look at what is happening, even in our Biafra today, you see that it's like the same template is what some people are playing in Biafran government. Really? In Biafran issue, it's like the same template is what we are playing. So it is better, we better retrace our step and mind what we do and how we say what we say. Mind what we do. Be careful. Allow people to express themselves. In the Nigerian system today, everything has a price tag. That is why we see the situation of Mazen Nandekan. That is why we see the situation of Mazen Simon Ekpa. That is why you see the continuous arrest of Shore every time. What crime have they committed? Because they complained. Because they questioned the authority. Because they speak reasons. What you have in the zoo is not democracy. It is organized intimidation. And yet the West joined them and they tell you Nigeria is one of the biggest democracies. I don't know why they continue to say that. Either to confuse themselves, but because those of us who knows what is happening cannot be confused. They confuse themselves and those who want to be confused. Let us talk about the real crime in Nigeria. The real crime in Nigeria today. The real crime is not protest. The real crime is not silence. The real crime is thinking independently. The real crime in Nigeria today is thinking independently. Nigeria has become a place where asking questions is treated as rebellion. When you ask questions in Nigeria today, they will see you as rebellious. The government will see you as a rebellious person. That is what we have seen in Nigeria. Once you ask questions, they will see you as a rebellious person. And I bet you this is not just applicable to Nigeria. It's applicable to all the African countries. And that is why they are backward. And I'm praying that this should not be the case in Biafra too. I am praying so hard that this should not be the case in Biafra too. Asking question is treated as rebellion. Once you ask a question, they will see you as he's against us. He's a troublemaker. He's not supporting us. He's a saboteur. This is applicable to every African country. Everything that black man is heading. It is sad. But in the case of Nigeria, it is much more pronounced and disturbing. It is much more pronounced and disturbing. Are we going to allow that? We will not. We will not allow that. We will never allow that. Demanding accountability is treated as sabotage in the zoological republic today. Whenever you talk about accountability, they will see you as sabotaging. Calling for liberation is treated as treason. Calling for liberation, self-determination, that is a right enshrined by international law. When you talk about self-determination, it's treated as treason. That is why today Mazen Nandekano is sentenced to life. Mazen Simon Ekpa is serving 6 years. What crime did they commit? They were calling for liberation. They were calling for self-determination. Even the world told us that it is a right. Yet, the world turned their blind eyes. They turned their eyes away when that right is trampled upon. A system that fears voices of reason is a system that knows it has failed. Any system that fears voices of reason is a system that knows it has failed. When we are talking about this zoological republic, also put whatever I'm saying to your own self and where you are today. And know, if you are doing the same thing the government of Nigeria is doing, you need a change. You need a change. A system that fears voice of reason is a system that knows it has failed completely. Because truth does not need force to survive. Only lies do. The truth does not need force to survive. You can suppress it, you can oppress it, you can push it aside, you can ignore it, you can downplay it for as much as you can. Still, it doesn't need force to survive. Only the truth, only the lies need so much force, so much promotion, so much reputation, so much support to survive. So much energy, because once you tell one lie, you need 1,000 lies to back it up for it to survive. But once you tell the truth, you allow it. Even if it's not accepted at that time, in a short while, you will see that very truth will spring up. You can't cover it. You can see the whole lie they have told against us, including the Igbo coup. After so many years, the truth is still out. It might take a very long time. Some of us might not even be alive to witness the truth that we have spoken today. The truth we are defending and supporting today, some of us might not even be alive when the revelation will come. But we pray that we are alive. But when that can come, people will remember and say, oh, you said it. Oh, this guy was there. Oh, this man was saying it. Oh, this woman was saying it. Oh, this man was part of it. Truth does not need force to survive. Only lies does. Every one of you should never forget the reason civil disobedience emerges. Don't forget the reason we started the civil disobedience from the first place. Don't forget. You know, up to tomorrow, they still try to demonize it. They still try to make it look violent. They still try to make it illegal. They still try to use different kinds of terms on it. But don't forget how it all started. Listen carefully. Civil disobedience does not start on the street. It starts in the mind. Civil disobedience does not start on the streets. It starts in the mind. It starts when people realize that obeying unjust rules only strengthens injustice. The civil disobedience that the Biafrans are playing out today is already happening in that contraption called Nigeria. Even those who claim to be one Nigerians, they are already displaying civil disobedience in their own mind. And that is where it starts. Our own have grown to the extent that we are now displaying it out through this our Monday sit at home. But I bet you, civil disobedience does not start on the street. It starts in the mind. When people realize that obeying unjust rules, like in Nigeria, only strengthens injustice, they begin to disobey. When citizens discover that their participation is what gives legitimacy to oppression, they begin to withdraw their participation. And that is why we are creating all this awareness. To make people in that contraption called Nigeria to realize that their participation in the government, more especially in their election, in their politics, is one of the things that gives legitimacy to the oppression that you are seeing today. And this is one of the reasons why we call out Peter Obi every time. Because Peter Obi is an instrument they are using to force the young people to continue to participate and legitimize the injustice against the people. Some have discovered, but so many have not yet discovered. And I bet you, when citizens discover that their participation is what gives legitimacy to oppression that we have in Nigeria today, they begin to withdraw their participation. But will you get to that point in Nigeria? When and how? In a place that is overly divided. in a place where you have people with different value system, in a place where you have people with different interests, it is sad. It is sad. It is difficult to get it right on that level. Withdrawal can be peaceful. That withdrawal can be silent. The withdrawal from participation can equally be powerful. But what the ordinary people need in Nigeria today is civil disobedience. Withdrawal from every participation in anything that has to do with the government. If you really need, more especially those who are calling for, what do they call revolution? The group of Shore that are calling for revolution. If you genuinely want a revolution, one of the steps you have to take is this civil disobedience. Peaceful withdrawal. Withdrawal in a silent way. By silence. That withdrawal is powerful. For us, the Biafran people, Monday sit at home is a signal, not a weapon. It is a message, not a threat. Our message is simple, and we believe they are hearing us. We see what is happening, and we refuse to pretend it is normal. That is our message. We see what is happening, and we refuse to pretend it is normal. The genocide that is going on against the Christians, the genocide of the Biafrans, the insecurity in all parts of the contraction called Nigeria, the inhuman treatment of the Biafran people, the abuse and marginalization of the Biafran people, we see what is happening, and we refuse to pretend it is normal. It is not normal. And that is why we take it a step further, and we are doing what we are doing. And if those in that contraption that feels that they are calling for revolution are serious, they should think on the line of civil disobedience. It is peaceful. It is not meant to attack anybody. It is not meant against anybody. It's not meant to be violence. We know there is fear and misrepresentation that is happening on a daily basis. We know there is fear. Misrepresentation on a daily basis. But I have to put this forward clearly and responsibly. As we continue on our move, no one should be harmed. No property should be destroyed. No life is worth politics. You had Goodluck say it during his own time that his political ambition does not want the life of anybody. At least a politician in Nigeria, Jonathan, was bold enough to make that statement and said that his political ambition does not want the blood of anybody, even though there was someone else who was boasting that the blood of baboon and cows will flow in the street. At that point in time, somebody was saying that his political ambition does not want the blood of anybody, and he gave up. No one deserves to be harmed. The way lives are being destroyed in Biafra land today, simply because we are calling for self-determination. Property should not be destroyed simply because we are calling for self-determination. There's no need for all the false flag taking innocent lives simply because you want to demonize us. There's no need for all that. Let us be honest. A government that responds to peaceful resistance with intimidation has already lost moral authority. You and I know that. The government itself know that they have lost moral authority over the people. If silence scare those in power, as we are conducting our sit at home every Monday, when they see you post anything about sit at home, when they see you talk about, some of them, they are so angry, they get so agitated, they get so disturbed. If silence scare those in power, then silence is speaking louder than noise ever could. There is nothing that these people paid attention to in the course of the Biafran journey than sit at home. There is no other project that they attacked like the way they attacked sit at home. They attack it massively with every instrument they have, using their international media, their local media, their social media, using the governors, the ministers. Every one of them was in it. They even used the citizens, the Biafran themselves were used to attack one single thing. And that should show you that sit at home was very powerful and it did a great job. All you need to do is to pay attention, look through, and you'll see what was achieved. If you agree that operation survives because people are forced into compliance, type enough in the comment section. If you agree that operations survive because people are forced into compliance, type enough in the comment. If you believe civil disobedience should always remain peaceful and principled, type peaceful resistance. Wherever you are as a Biafran, don't allow anybody to discourage you. Don't allow anybody to distract you. Do not allow anyone to confuse you. We have something in our hand that we must hold there, through which we can express ourselves and make our voice heard. It doesn't matter what they say or what they do. The real question Nigeria must answer is not about sit at home. The real question is this: why are so many people willing to withdraw from a system? That should be the real question. Why are so many people trying to withdraw from a system in that zoological republic? That should be the question that should bother any reasonable and responsible government. Because when you look at the statistics, sincerely, faithfully, forget about the fake statistics they have in Nigeria, you see that the huge number of people in that contraption are fighting daily to withdraw from a system that kept them in captivity. People do not abandon a society that works. Never. People do not abandon a society that works. That is why you see people aspiring to go and acquire citizenship in all countries that are working. There are some countries people will sell their life earnings to go and get a citizenship over there because things are working. People do not abandon a society that works. They abandon a system that feeds on them, like you have in Nigeria. Nigerian system is feeding on the citizens themselves. The system of the zoological republic is feeding on its own citizen. And that is why you don't see even Nigerians, you don't see Nigerians, let's keep Biafra aside, you don't see Nigerians speaking good of that contraption. No sincere and genuine Nigerian speak good of that contraption because the system feeds on them. Fix injustice and resistance will fade away. Fix injustice and resistance will automatically fade away. End extortion and truth returns. Nigerian government should end extortion because extortion has been institutionalized from every government parastatal to individual-owned organizations. Extortion, end extortion, and trust returns. Respect voices and unity grows. It is not enough to come and preach unity every day, talk, oh, unite, unite, oh, unite. There's nothing that is going to unite people except when you respect the voice of the people. Respect the voice of the masses. Respect the voice of the people. Look at Mazen Nandekan facing a life sentence simply because of what he said. Even if you don't like him, you don't like his opinion, respect his voice. Let people be treated equal, and unity will automatically return. If you are not ready to do those, I am sorry. As we know that Nigeria cannot be redeemed, and we'll never be ready to go to that path because it was structured to fail. That is why we are heading on to exit to your tent, O Israel. Let every region go to their separate ways. Establish a country according to their own value system. That's all we ask. History has never been kind to government that rule through fear. History has never been kind to governments that rule through fear. You want to create fear. You want to make people be afraid of talking, afraid of speaking. Anybody that talks life sentence, anybody that talks treason, death sentence, you go to exile. You can intimidate citizens. You can arrest voices. You can censor platforms. But you cannot permanently suppress a people who have realized their dignity. It is impossible. Because once people stop being afraid, power changes hands, peacefully or otherwise. Our purpose of speaking out all the time is to encourage those of us that still have faith that it is possible to make a change. Our purpose here is to continue to encourage every Biafran that still have that faith that it is possible. Don't give up, no matter how difficult it is. Don't give up. Our voice is being heard in different places. Our voice is heard. Some time ago, I saw a video that was shared on the Abia State Governor that went to visit Martin Nandekan. And in that video, he made some statements that I agree with. And so many of things he said that I don't agree with. I don't agree with so many things that he said. And I would like us to look into that, his speech, so that we can be able to digest some things that he has said there. You know, that is part of our duty on this platform. When we come, anything we come across that does not align well with the people, we'll talk about it, make it open so that the people can be able to digest it. Because sometimes we don't look deep, we will see it.
And going to see is the right thing to do because he comes from my state. In fact, he comes from this local government. And there are always ways to solve a problem. I don't believe that the way to solve a problem is to ignore it. And I had written extensively, even about Nnamdi Kanu and Operation Python Dam, I think in 2017 or 2018, and I condemned it. And I still condemn it. And some of the recordings that they...
He said he never supported the Operation Python dance, which is a good one. Operation Python dance, which is the root of the whole problem we are seeing today. The root of the problem we are seeing today is that Operation Python dance, where many Biafrans were murdered in cold blood. And the governor is making it clear that during that time, he never supported it. He spoke against it. Let's continue to listen and hear what he has to say.
Gentleman put in his video, I cannot vouch for the veracity of that recording, where he said Nnamdi Kanu or for mutiny or I don't know. But then I do know that two wrongs do not make a right. I also do know that when an issue has been approached from the legal point of view, there is also another window called the administrative point of view. And that's where I'm coming from. I'm not even competent to disagree with the judiciary. I'm not a lawyer. And if the judiciary says the man has been condemned to life imprisonment, that is the judiciary. Even that is not the end, because that's the court of first instance. There is still an opportunity to appeal, and then an opportunity to even go to the Supreme Court. Okay? But what we are trying to do is to intervene. That does not mean I'm not a supporter of the disintegration of Nigeria. The first time I met Nnamdi Kanu in 2018, I told him that the Biafra he is fighting for is different from Ojukwu's Biafra.
Now, this is where I want you to pay attention. This man is trying to make us understand that he is going for the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in an administrative way. He tried to differentiate the administrative way from the legal perspectives of it. That there is a legal way which they have done whatever they want to do and they convicted him to life imprisonment. But there is still an administrative way which he can follow to be able to seek for a release, which is he himself is pursuing. And there's nothing wrong in going to that direction. There's nothing wrong in him visiting Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and there's nothing wrong in him pursuing to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in an administrative way, as he explained. But now, when he comes to what he's trying to say now, that in terms of breaking up of Nigeria, that he is not in support of breakup of Nigeria, and he tried to tell us that the Biafra Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for and the Biafra Ojukwu fought for is different. That is where I have a problem with him. Politicians must be politicians. For him to say, in as much as I don't expect him as a governor to say he supports the disintegration of Nigeria, he will never do so. I can understand that. But when he goes further to explain that the Biafra Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for today is different from the Biafra our eternal leader Dim Odumegwu fought for, that is where I disagree. And I want us to hear him go further to explain that. Then you know why I disagree with him completely on that.
The first time I met Nnamdi Kanu in 2018, I told him that the Biafra he is fighting for is different from Ojukwu's Biafra. Those of you who are old enough will remember Okokonde. Okokonde was not from the southeast, he was from the present Akwa Ibom. Joan Chuse was from the present Elder State, I believe. And all those states today, will not be part of Biafra even if you achieve Biafra. So you just have 5 southeastern states. And all of us here are itinerant people. Most of my personal investments are outside Abia. And I know it's the same for a lot of people. So if you are telling us that we need a visa to go to Lagos, I will tell you no. But those are different issues. And I believe that we can always sit down, discuss, negotiate. We must not all agree. But if you come with superior arguments, somebody who didn't agree with you may begin to agree with you. I've always heard the view that it's better to sit down across the table and discuss rather than go to war. And I've never seen any war that didn't end on the negotiation table. So my question is, why do you need to go to war if you know you end at the negotiation table? When Russia hit Zelensky's Ukraine, I'm sure they would have thought that this war would have been over in maybe 1 month. But we know how many years it's been. People are dying every day, living in fear. Go and mark it somewhere. At the end of the day, that war will end on the negotiation table. So I'm an apostle of the negotiation table rather than the war that will still end at the negotiation table. So my position is that it would be insensitive of me to sit here and say one of our own who has been convicted should die when we have an opportunity to discuss, negotiate, and sue for peace. So that is my position. So the gentleman that shared the video, he said, you also say that you don't believe that it's good that I hear what people are saying. And I heard. But I think he was coming from the wrong premise. And we will continue to do whatever is possible to ensure that we have peace in the state. If you go to some other parts of the country, you can't come out by this kind of time. And it's not right. And I also do know, just like I told the people I'm negotiating, that a lot of people take advantage of this situation to now visit violence on our people. They take advantage of it. So, and I believe that if we have peace here, anybody that we meet the person with violence, we meet him in the gutter. Yeah, but then we need to.
So when you hear what this man is saying, more especially where I got captured is that part where he was saying that that the Biafra Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for is different from the Biafra our eternal leader Dim Ojimogeju fought for. And he gave example of Oko Goldem, who was broadcasting during the Civil War, who is from the riverine area, coastal region of Biafra. And after making that example, you now come and limit the Biafra of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to only 5 eastern states. And I wonder who gave him that impression. And he claimed that he has met Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the past. If you have met Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the past, even if you have not met Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the whole message Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is preaching from day one has always been Biafra, not the 5 eastern states. He went to the extent of breaking it down to make people understand that even the Igbo states are more than 5. There are about 13 states where you have the Igbo people indigenous. So how can this man still come here now to begin to? You see, that is why sometimes you see a politician will always be a politician. As I just said before, yeah, he's going away he's going administrative way to release Mazen Nankan. If he can, good luck. It's a good job. Let him go ahead. But for you to begin to speak, you say you don't support the disintegration of Nigeria. We know you are a politician, a governor. You're not supposed to stay here and tell us you want to break up Nigeria. But for you to go ahead and tell us that the Biafra Mazen Nankan is fighting for is different from the Biafra our eternal the Dim Odumogojuku fought for. And you gave example of Oko Kingdom. I don't know who gave you that. I don't know who gave you that impression. You just misfired on that very line of thought. You're welcome, my brother Christian. Thank you for joining, bro Christian.
Mazichus, Ndewo, good morning.
Advance Merry Christmas.
Yes, so advance one, eh? Jehovah, my brother. Yeah, I'm in a much better internet environment, so I can speak authoritatively without fear of internet problems. So, though I just came in now and I met this governor. I don't know if everything you just explained is what he said or there are more, but for me, you always my position, you know how I feel, and so obviously I don't know really. The thing is, people are entitled to their opinion. People are entitled to how they feel or what they believe, but Abia governor, is a politician. He's a Nigerian politician. So, and they are all pushing towards one direction. I got some intel too, but this is very personal stuff. So, but what he said here is more like a confirmation of the same intel that I got from somebody in Abuja that all this their visit to Nnamdi Kanu and even Kuka, he just wanting and wanting alone. That is to get him to, to the point of denunciation of Biafra, to accept, that they can walk around Nigeria and build Biafra that will be in Nigeria, sort of, with this their bullshit and stuff like that. So again, from the beginning till this day, it has been the same thing, and nothing has changed. It's just a question of why they are keeping him. It's not because of his crime. It's not because he's guilty. Absolutely not. But just to continue to see to it that one way or the other, that he agreed to their political terms, which is Nigeria, that they can restructure, blah, 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 crap. That just like I know this from day one, I also know that the restructure is not going to work. Absolutely nothing is going to work because the die is cast already. Nothing is going to stop the Fulanis that believe that Nigeria belongs to them. Nothing is going to stop that. They will not change their pattern. They will not change their mindset, and absolutely nobody in that country has the ability to stop them because they are the one in charge. This is how I've been speaking like this from day one, and it's not going to change because I have said it. That the only thing that will change the whole thing is the intervention of Chukwuka Abiyama using the United States government. Anything other than that, forget it. Forget it. They will be pushing forward. The government is working with this terrorist group. They are all in it. It's all about turning Nigeria into Islamization or Islamic country. That is what is playing out. This governor they are seeing, they are all in it. They know what is going on. They know what the game is. I'm sorry, but it's just a fact. I am telling you that they are all in it. And for them, it's all about their own economic interest. Some of the things he said are just so laughable that I don't know, because maybe I don't quite remember the things he said, but they are just, misguided statement that he's making, that if they're going to have Biafra, there will be 5 states. Is that not what he said? Something like that?
Yeah. Yes.
That is crazy. How can he, so this is to tell you exactly how mischievous they are. How can you say that? You are having five states. What does that mean? So the Igbos that in all these other places who are not just they are indigenous people. So they are no longer Igbo, they are no longer Biafran. What about those even in the coastal region? These are the people who the Okonkodo and the rest of that he mentioned. So are you going? So it boils down to that, and I want people to understand that these guys are just mischief makers. All of them, they know what they are doing. What I expected him to be doing or saying is give these Biafran people referendum. Simple. If the stay win, right? So be it. And if leave win, if the Biafran people say that they want to remain in Nigeria and build Nigeria, if they carry the day, it's as simple as that. But for you to come and sit down and say that it will be 5, who the heck are you to decide that? You don't decide for the people. Just like Umahi, another Anwofia the other day, that Biafra, we don't need Biafra, that Tinubu has integrated Biafra.
There's no more marginalization.
There's no more marginalization. Says who? Because you are not marginalized, your pocket is swollen, your stomach is swollen. So there's no Jesus Christ. Hi, there are no but that's just much I can say. What they are doing. They know what they are doing. And I don't know if was he being interviewed? Was he in public? I don't know what forum he was in, saying that the Nnamdi Kanu's Biafra is different from Ojukwu Biafra. I don't know, something like that. So how can people there not ask him, tell him the truth, speak fact to him? They don't. Anyway, yeah, maybe they're afraid because I don't know. How do you go, my brother?
Somebody wrote in the comment section. Let me read this comment that this person wrote. He said, "Good morning, my brothers. What the man said is truth. Ojukwu fought for freedom of Igbo, but Nnamdi Kanu fought for the freedom of the world. It's a spiritual term." It's spiritual terms.
Why?
I wish that the man is talking in terms of this your own interpretation. But as we see this man, I wish this governor, this governor is not talking on this terms that this my brother is describing on that comment section. My brother on the comment section, you are saying a different thing altogether, and this Abia State governor is saying a different thing. So, in as much as when we come to reality of what both of them are fighting for, in the real sense of what they are fighting for, it's just the same thing. When you are fighting for, just like they say that injustice against one is injustice against all. When you are fighting against injustice for a certain group or a certain people, you are equally fighting for injustice against everybody in the world. It's against every injustice against humanity is what you're fighting against. So in as much as you focus on one person, the one that you have seen and you're fighting it, it extends to everyone. So if you begin to look at that aspect, you find out that even Ojukwu also was fighting for the world also, not just for the Biafrans. At that point in time. And that was why he even went, had it been that they adopted the system he brought that taking them back to the regional government. Had it been that they went back to the regional government, many African countries will adopt it, and by today you'll not be seeing all this nonsense you are seeing in Africa. It's probably a savior to other countries also. But they rejected it, and look at where he brought Africa to. Look at where Biafra is still today. So, but in terms of what this governor was referring to, I don't think he's even thinking on that direction of Ojukwu fighting for the Igbos and Nnamdi Kanu fighting for the war. He's trying to tell you that Nnamdi Kanu himself is fighting for only the Igbo, only the 5 states. Yeah.
The thing is that Ojukwu's time was a different time, and now it's also a different time. Making the comparison, it doesn't make sense making such comparison. Igbos were being massacred, and something has to be done. It's like you cannot just sit and fold your hand, and you are being massacred. You have to do something, at least. You give yourself a chance. Now, after all that, what followed was exactly what I think Philip Effiong won Nigeria about. That if you don't do the right thing by our people, that their children are going to rise and everything will be revisited. And that is what happened. So, but again, because this OT guy, what happened is they monopolize argument, they monopolize space, so they don't get, because there's no fairness, there's no openness, there's no fair play. You can't even if you have like people there, even if they have right question, even if they have question to ask him, they probably won't for some reason, So because they don't make sense to me. They absolutely does not make sense. Why do I say that? Is that is Oti trying to tell me that so he is he a Democrat? I don't know if he's a Democrat, but however, does he believe that that the continuous should I say what is this word I'm looking for? Like continuously, because like I've said several in the past, that it's a kidnap. What we are experiencing in Nigeria is a pure, case of hostage taking, if you will. That is what it is. In my own interpretation, is a hostage, is a captivity. That is what it is. Because why do I say that? Is that since the creation of Nigeria in 1914, the people were never, first of all, they were forced into it. That is one. Their consent was not sought after. No. British forcefully did that. Okay. And from that time till now, during the war and after the war till this time, they did not sit back to say, okay, you guys, you fought this war because you won out. So what is it for the benefit of peace, for peace to reign, and for development and peaceful coexistence to reign? What do you want? How do you go about it? Do you want to stay or you want to go? But they don't believe in that. What they said is that you've been defeated or whatever. Or okay, that you don't have a choice. You have to stay in it. And if you want somebody to stay in it, then you should have also done the right thing. But you want them to stay in it, and at the same time, subjugating them. You tell me any normal human being who will accept that. The OT, Governor OT, or Soludo, or the Umahi, the rest of them, because personally they are benefiting from Nigeria. Yes. So it's that selfishness that has override their old sense of normalcy. So this is the situation. It's just as simple as that. Or if he will stand up and say, "Oh, that where you failed before, you were defeated. Therefore, if you try again, you'll be defeated." Well, let them say it. They should say it. But to tell me that they're just twisting words, and but unfortunately, none of them is going to escape it, because what is coming will hit everybody. He might think, the likes of the Omahi and the rest of them, they might think that they are not affected because they have all these humongous money allocation, stuff like that. But one way or the other, it will affect them. It will affect them because they are coming for everybody. Everybody will be subjugated. Everybody will be, if they win, if they succeed, everybody will be a subject to the caliphate. Yes. All of them will be a subject to the caliphate. That's a fact, And I have my strong opinion that this current administration is just playing games. The government is 100%, in it, because if Tinubu if his ambition for 2027 it overshadows the lives of innocent people in the country because of his own personal interest of 2027, then he's just as guilty as the terrorist. That's how I see it. There's no gray area on this issue, because you have to live up to your responsibility. But he's not. He's not. Even people were massacred recently too. Not too long ago, I saw it. Even though I was out a little bit, but I was still following events. About 12 people recently. Recently, they were also, and it's a continuation. It's not going to stop until it gets to a point where the U.S. government intervenes, because that is the only thing I see. The government, this Tinubu government, they are just as guilty as the people, and till this day, as we speak, he's not willing to remove or to arrest or to fight the terrorists that are his government that he's working with. So it's as clear as night and day. So that is audible, my brother.
It's so disturbing that that willingness is not there. They have not shown that willingness, and they are not ready to show the willingness to. Instead, the whole thing is increasing. It's increasing, and that is why we always call it and say that delay is dangerous. If the United States want to take an action, they should just go ahead and do what they have to do, because the more they give these people time, more lives are going to be lost. More lives are going to be lost. You can imagine.
I feel like, I feel like it's gonna get worse before it gets better. I feel that's how I feel. I could be wrong, but I feel like there's many more is gonna eventually, because there's no doubt that the United States eyes is there. They are following, they are watching, and but it might just get worse before it gets better, because they are so determined, and the government is just playing chicken and mouse kind of game with the American government. On their own, they are not willing to do the right thing, and they just say this, say that, but with no concrete action on the ground. I saw the 12-point, 12-point statement that Tinubu made, and people are interpreting it to be 12-point action that he has taken. No, but action is different from words. You said the Fulanis, the herdsmen, first of all, they stop cattle, how they call it, wandering also. Open grazing. But it's not enforced. But you said it though. Then he said that they should disarm them. Now he said it, but it's not enforced. Then he said that, the one of the release of Sunday Jackson has not even been touched. He has not even said anything about it. In the other 12 areas, I can't recall 12 major statements he made, but none of them, not even one.
No implementation, only words.
Yeah, only words, no implementation, because there's no willingness to implement them.
Yes.
But somehow, because he's caught between a rock and a hard place, he knows that if he implements them, then he have a problem with the people who owns the country, who runs it on behalf of the British. You have a problem with them. Now, if he doesn't, exactly, and if he doesn't implement it too, the American government is breathing down his neck. So it's in a serious stuff, but because it's part of it, that is why it's majorly a problem. That is how I look at it. Because it's part of it, that is why it's a problem. Because if it's not part of it, he will just go ahead and implement them and let the chips fall where it may. It's as simple as that. Because they are doing the wrong thing. They are massacring people. How can you allow that? How can anybody allow that? It's life of human being we're talking about here. And you are not doing anything about it. So he is the one who is putting himself in this between the rock and the hard place. He is the one doing it because that is where his interest lies. But I've said it severally that the only thing that will save Tinubu from going to the Hague is death. As if because we've seen people, leaders around the world with less problem, less genocide, go to Hague to answer a question. It's happening right before our very eyes. We have the military, we have the resources, we have what it takes. Experience has shown what they did in Benin Republic, that they can do it, but they just don't want to. So it's genocide going on. It's genocide that is going on. And even as they are bringing information to him, they are letting him know, like intelligent information, he's still sitting back, watch, and allow it to continue. So he will have to answer to it. How do you go, my dear brother?
It is so sad. It is so sad where the situation of the zoo is. And nobody is really ready to face the truth of the day or to go ahead and fight for the masses. So only sit back and watch their drama and their funny news that they release every blessed day. You see them, just like you said, in those nonsense he said without any action. It's not the first time we are hearing him making those orders. They make those orders and they go back and sit back. Look at this one. The Nigerian police takes over Malami Asby Hotel Arena in Kebbi amid EFCC probe. Who will ever believe they have such kind of thing? Look at this. I just saw this again. This one said, U.S. dedicates $200 million to over 900 Christian health care facility in Nigeria under 5.1 billion pact. This is absolute nonsense. This is absolute nonsense. We don't need this.
Yeah, I saw it too.
We don't need this nonsense now. This is not time for all this rubbish.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you are equally funding that fraud. You are funding terrorism. That is what it is.
Well, yeah, I've not really. Maybe they've not really show in details how this will play out, because
they should not release any money to anybody, whether Christian or Muslim. Don't release any money to anybody.
Yeah, so I think that we want to come down and I think from what I heard, they will be on the ground. The organization, this U.S. working committee, will be on the ground administering this whole thing. Nobody will leave or give any of those money. And Nigeria, from what they said, will bring 3-point-something billion, and the US will bring 2-point-something to make up that 5.1, stuff like that. So, but obviously, this whole thing, we'll be watching how it goes. But
the distraction,
eventually, the everything will come to a head at some point, because we know where Nigeria is. We know where Nigeria is coming from, where he is now, and where it's going. We know that. So, but we see how it goes, because the fact that even the military, I said it, if you remember, I said it that yes, Christopher Musa, or whatever, he will be taking charge as defense ministry, but he's still going to be under subject to the caliphate. You remember we said it. You remember I told you, I said, look, his hands are going to be tied, just like Tinubu, more or less. Those who runs the country, they will still be the one dictating everything. But at some point, everything is going to blow up in their face. So they've told him now, Musa, that Christopher Musa, they've told him, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. Are you aware, right?
What did they tell him recently? What did they tell him? I've not heard that.
Yeah, that he's no longer a military officer, that he's a civilian now. Therefore, he shouldn't go gun blazing with the terrorists. That he shouldn't go after them. That's what, and you know who said it?
They reminded him that he's now a civilian.
Yes. And this whole thing is being coordinated by Shetima, the vice president. And the one who is making the pronouncement is one they call Professor Usman something, Usman Yusuf. Do you know him?
I know him. That one that used to parade himself as a neutral person when he's more his own terrorist.
Oh, they are not. Bro, none of them is neutral. 100. Jesus.
No, he's one of the most dangerous men. He always presents himself as one intellectual.
Yeah, but these people, their objective is Islamization of entire Nigeria. Nothing, there's no in between. Trust me. They lie to you, they lie to people with their speeches and stuff like that. But their main goal is to see to it that the entire Nigeria becomes Islamized. And that the Fulanis, who are not Nigerians, but they're already in the country because they brought them in, using Dangote's truck and all these other millionaires they've created, they distributed them all over the region. They are there in all the region. Trust me, when we say these things, and their challenge now is how to settle them in the different regions. And that is what they are doing with the politicians, southeastern politicians, southwest politicians, and everywhere they are trying to see how they can do it without incurring so much. This is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. This Ahmed Usman, this professor guy, he was also the one during when the southern governors converged in Asaba to abolish open grazing. He was the one that came out to tell them that they are more or less wasting their time because that according to his word, that how can you be having a meeting, deliberating on something that concerns the Fulanis without consulting the Fulanis? Those are his words. That's how he put it. And El-Rufai, yeah, that is the former governor of Kaduna, the midget, the terrorist. He now followed up to say that ban on open grazing is not going to work. That is not going to see the light of the day. Yeah, that is dead on. And again, about 6-7 years down the line, we now know how everything went down. So you see that these are the people, it's a game they are playing. I feel sad because we don't have politicians in the Southeast. We don't have representatives. We don't have representatives. I've saved it, and I keep saying it is what it is. So they are all in it. I don't exempt them. They are just all in it. But at the same time, hope is not lost. Things will happen eventually. How, when, I don't know, but things is going to happen because no society can just go on the way Nigeria. It's just practically impossible. It's not sustainable. It's just no way it's going to work. But he came out to warn Musa that he cannot go after the terrorists or the bandits or Fulani herdsmen, but these are terrorists. So, and the government is also saying that they will not decree death penalty on the terrorists, right? Yeah, you heard about it, right?
I saw that one also. That one also caught my attention, where they say they can put death penalty on kidnappers and terrorists.
Mm-hmm. Now, the thing is this: death penalty.
They say kidnappers and bandits that they will remove. They cannot use death sentence. That it will increase the
insecurity. That will increase the insecurity. Now, that is so much. That is just rubbish. Now, okay, death penalty. There are nations that have ruled it out. They abolish it. There are nations in the Western world that doesn't believe in death penalty. But at the same time, you have to go out and flush out the terrorists that are causing insecurity in the land.
Yes. So
when the government take a stand like this, it just clearly shows you that they are lying to the people. Exactly. The terrorists are occupying so many, they're in charge of the land. And the children that they were kidnapped, it's like they've now forgotten those ones. That's St. Mary's church, right? Where they kidnap. Yeah, I think they gave I don't know the agreement they reached. They release half to them, and they will keep the other half. The terrorists will keep the half and be.
Yeah, they just released 130 again.
Recently,
released 130 again.
So remaining how many?
I think they were 300, right?
Yes, so more like a half of it.
Yeah, 300. Release 100, release 130. Now remaining about 70 of them more.
Okay. Oh, so this one, I think I haven't seen. Oh, this is maybe like today or yesterday, because I haven't seen this before.
Yeah, it's yesterday because Sahara posted it about some hours ago.
Okay.
15 hours ago. Yesterday.
All right. So that the legislators saying that death penalty will increase insecurity in the land. Yeah, but you have to go after the terrorists because no country can coexist with terrorism. I don't understand that.
You see one thing that people are, why are they not proscribing those bandits as terrorists?
Well, I don't know. I think
they continue to use that term, bandit. What is bandit about these people?
Yeah.
What is bandit about them? These are a bunch of terrorists. So why are they preserving them? Why are they giving them that nickname? Apart from the issue, the fact now that they don't want to put the death threat on them, why are they not designating them as terrorists?
Yeah, well, they are playing with words to deceive people. Can you imagine that terrorists take a large chunk of, let's say, Ghanaian country states, right? Or America or Britain or whatever, just name it. What do you think will happen? They will go after them and crush them.
Flush them out. They don't need permission from anybody. They don't need to come and announce it on media.
Yeah. So it's not about death penalty or no death penalty. No, it's about going after the terrorists that are just buying people all over the place, kidnapping children all over the place. And somebody is walking around telling you that kidnapping children is less of a crime than somebody who wants freedom. And the guy just so happens to be above the law in Nigeria. A friend of mine told me, the guy said to me, don't you think that Gumi is more powerful than Tinubu? I said, well, I don't know.
Yes, he is.
You know? Yeah. Because there's this brother in, I think in Delta, who was playing the role, we've discussed it too in the past, Harrison something, right?
Yeah.
And they caught him. And he was put in jail, maybe released now. I don't know the terms and conditions. But from day one, I heard that he's been released. Are you not aware? For some days now. Yeah, but you remember also that from day one, I told you, I said, look, this guy, of course, is from Delta. But the truth of the matter is that the thing is that we have to always speak the truth, regardless.
Yes.
If you make yourself a middleman between the kidnappers and the kidnapped, then you are part of it. There's no two ways about it. So you know where the kidnappers are. You negotiate with them. They say, okay, we need 20 million, and you went to the kidnapped victims and you negotiate and bring the money to them. That is crazy. That's exactly what Gumi.
A private person, or not the police, a private person.
Just like Gumi. Just like Gumi.
Not a security officer.
But the difference, though, the big difference, though, is that Gumi is untouchable. Nobody can touch him in Nigeria, as far as Nigeria is concerned. Not the very dark man, not
Gumi told you that when he goes for his own, he's going with Nigeria escort, police escort.
Okay. Yeah.
DSS, the police, the army, they join Gumi to go for his own when he's going.
What does that tell you? Yeah. So this guy probably was going to do his own in a little or local way, I don't know, like a Gumi replica, sort of. And Oku Nigeria, my brother. So this guy, this Professor Usman, who had just come out. This is the problem again is that I don't know what happened to the people in the country that either they are too blind to see, or is that the cowardice, and what is it that has taken over the people? All of them, they are in this primary agenda of Islamizing Nigeria. But one will come out, like the other day, Dangote came out to implicate somebody, and the guy resigned over oil, blah, 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 all this whole thing, oil from Biafra land, So, but obviously, they are all in that agenda of Islamizing Nigeria. I'm telling you the truth. They are all in it. And they are the one who is allowing who becomes president and who doesn't become. 2027, we shall see what is going to happen. Even before the 20th, we shall see how it's going to play out eventually. What role does the likes of P2B continue to play? What do they hope to achieve? But we shall see. How do you go, my brother?
And that guy, the only thing that made that guy to resign is because it is a case between him and the government.
Yeah.
Which is Dangote. Dangote himself is a government of its own.
100%.
Nobody resigns in Nigeria for such accusation.
Yeah.
And because that man is from the north, a northern brother, the only condition he gave that man is to resign.
Yeah.
Go back home and enjoy your money.
Mm-hmm.
So that they will create a space for him to be able to monopolize that oil side.
Yeah.
And the man obeyed. Simple. You can never see any Nigerian man resign of accusation. Look at the Bello. How many million did Bello pay? In Nigeria, not abroad, or in Nigeria.
Yeah.
The one he deposited for his own children in Nigeria.
Yeah.
To pay for his children's school fees. What did they do to Bello? Have they arrested him today?
Yeah.
And you're talking about a man who paid his own abroad. So all these things are just they are just playing with themselves. That's what they want to use him to claim that that he's making an exposition. There was a video I played here where somebody was exposing Dangote himself. That he should come and explain how he made his money when he was in Port Harcourt.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to talk about it.
Yeah. Not to talk of the monopoly that the government and subsequent government handed over to him, which on its own is a crime.
Investigated on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's the one that will call somebody out and the person will resign.
And the insecurity, this terrorism going on in the country today, I can guarantee you that his hand is very much in it. And if not, he would have just easily do something that will just calm everything down. But because what they want is to see that Nigeria becomes an Islamic country. But of course, we know that in this 21st century, it's not going to be as straight, clear-cut as it would have possibly been before the new age we live in. Because we live in a new age now, so it's becoming more and more not so easy to carry out such humongous project, turning millions of people into something. This modern day is a hell of a task to achieve. But there's no doubt that, because my point is, if he cares about this, and he knows he's a businessman, he knows that any society without adequate security cannot function, can't prosper, And if given all this million he's budgeting, I don't know how many billion, close to $1 billion, he had just budgeted on one program I saw. Bill Gates was there talking about how to help the schools and rural schools and stuff like that. Now, but if he wants to resettle his brothers, these Fulanis from Sahel that are marauding all over the place, causing mayhem, he can easily resettle them in Sambisa forest. He has way more than enough money to do that. Bring them, ask them to come. Establish for them a place in Sambisa. Is huge. Sambisa is a huge, vast landmass. Set up stuff for them there. Simple. But no, that is not their goal. Their goal is for them to, infiltrate all over the entire place and slowly and surely take over. That is what it's all about. The agenda has been the same from beginning, And so far, that is what it remains. How do you go, Mazi choose? How do you?
Help us. So. Another 130 abducted Nigerian Catholic school pupils repeatedly released. So that's the ones they released recently. Reportedly released. Eastern document vanished from U.S. Justice Department website, including photo with Trump associates.
In America, wahala be that one. Abstain.
U.S. urges victims of Jeffrey. This one are U.S. Concern. Ex-Ed accuses Turupu Junior Defense Minister Matawale of using police hit squad, colluding with bandits.
Oh.
How many accusations they go bring upon this man before this is one of those things that we're talking about, that there are people that are untouchable.
Yeah.
This one from the north. You remember Babachi Alawal during the time of Muhammad Buhari when he said who is the presidency?
Yeah. You remember Pantami, how Nigerians protested for him to leave, for him to be sacked, because
and he remained there 8 good years.
For 8 years he was there because Buhari said to hell with you people, you know. And part of the effect of him remaining there for 8 years is what people are suffering today. But people don't know. Sometimes these things are intangibles, right? The data collection, the exposure to your information here and there, people are feeling it. Look at that general, that brigadier general. Is equally related to data collections. They have it, and they are working with the terrorists. You know. So for how long now? People have been calling on this guy to leave. That he's a syndicate. Matawale, he's working with the terrorists, but he continues to stay because you know what? There are people both in the political circle and even in the media, like Ruben Abacha and all these people, because that's how it goes. So that is how far it goes. They believe that when you begin to implement these things, you rock the boat. Then maybe the things they don't work, because for them it's all about keeping this British business center going. That's all they care, because it benefits them. So they don't care about the atrocities that goes along with Nigeria remaining. And nothing changed. They don't care. They absolutely don't care.
It is sad. It is sad. I don't know why people will still wake up and they believe that somehow that Nigeria is going to work. I don't know. I don't know what is giving some people that impression that somehow that they are going to do a miracle that is going to change things.
Yeah.
Niger schools abduction can confirm release of pupil teachers. Okay. Catholic diocese confirm release of second batch of kidnapped Nigerian pupils. So they release batch by batch. That's show how bold they are.
Yeah. At their own condition, at their own terms. At their own terms. Yeah. And they are releasing that nobody is arrested, nothing. You don't hold them back. They are releasing them. They are still holding their arms and ammunition. They are still holding their ground. And when they run out of money or ammunition or anything, whatever, they go and kidnap again.
You see, it is very easy to describe the terms of those released. After negotiation, they will tell them the amount to pay. Mm-hmm. We release 100, you pay the money and release the rest.
Yeah.
If you release 100 and you don't pay the money, you're not going to see the rest.
Yeah.
And that is the process they are using. Releasing batch by batch. Once they release, they pay the money and they confirm their money is paid complete.
Yeah.
Then they will release the remaining. That's why you will never see anybody arrested, never anybody being pointed out, nothing.
Yeah.
And they are busy attacking Harrison that is doing his own.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
They are attacking Harrison that is negotiating his own on his own way.
Yeah.
Because where person they work, then you go to the chop. Even if they chop there, he is working hard.
Yeah.
Since the police have refused to work, he will work and take his own percentage from there. It is the government that created that opportunity for him.
Yeah.
If the security of Nigeria were working, there is no need.
He will not be there.
You will see a civilian coming out to claim that he is the one now.
Exactly. If Nigeria was a country, all this will not be happening.
A civilian will come and make video where he's leading the police directing, telling you that he has his own company, unregistered company.
Yeah.
Somebody that doesn't have any experience in security. He has not served in any security. He didn't have any training. No certificate to back him up. You just come and you declare yourself as a security expert to release prisoners, to release kidnappers, to confront kidnappers, to keep security. And the government will be people. This is a country that call themselves, they say they have a sovereign state too.
Yeah.
That is why the bandit will also create their own country and give you terms and conditions on how to release your people that they caught. It is sad. U.S. congressman rule out troop deployment, says violence against Muslim Christians unacceptable.
Rubbish.
These people, these people, they always know what to say. All these media people,
sir. Okay, well, I don't know, but I think that Tinubu is lobbying also strongly. You know that, huh?
Of course.
Ruben Abati said it. Yeah, he said it the other day that no matter the amount, no matter what it takes, and these people, they are human beings too, even though, and some of them have their various interests and agenda too, just like any other human being. So they are lobbying strongly, and they don't even care. Tinubu and these Nigerian politicians, they don't care. They can empty the treasury. They don't care. If the treasury runs into zero, they just don't care. Whatever it takes.
What is there? It's empty.
Exactly. So long as they continue to maintain this demonic entity, they just don't care. So that is what is going on. Yeah.
It is so sad. It is so sad. Abuja residents plunged into darkness as AEDC blames technical fault. Imagine. Federal Capital Territory facing blackout in 21st century.
Yeah.
Even Niger now doesn't have you can't see blackout in Niger.
Okay.
It is sad. U.S. charges 6, including Nigerian, American, over 41 million insider trade. That one no concern also. The silence of the men of God in terms of oppression. Season's Greetings, Nigeria by M. Musa. Who write this one? I beg, we're gonna go sit down with all those on our propaganda. PRP calls for Tinubu's impeachment if linked to alleged tax law manipulation.
Oh.
You can't impeach Tinubu. Who born you? Where
Nigeria. For Nigeria.
For Nigeria.
Which judge you won't use?
These people, they learn. Sometimes they just come online and talk all this trash they are talking just to keep
yes.
Those who are believing them will be believing them.
The Senate or National Assembly, when they sing on your mandate to
recently, every one of them. You heard that they paid all the members of the House of Assembly $50,000 each.
Yeah. Yeah.
The House of Rep, $30,000 each.
Yeah.
You can imagine.
Yeah.
You can imagine.
Yeah. And the people are even a square 1 meal a day. They are, I don't know, because that's why we always say there's nothing you will do that will make Nigerian people to stand up. They've been so badly beaten. They can't even help themselves. So, and that is the advantage the politicians are taking. They know that they don't have the wherewithal. They cannot, no matter the things when they happen for Nigeria, it don't pass now. Where to make, if it happen for most countries, forget it. Even half.
Listen to another funny news. When we say Nigeria is irredeemable, when we come online and we say Nigeria can never ever be redeemed, this is one of the news you will see. When you see this kind of news, If somebody tell you say revolution will happen or Nigeria will, you go wrong.
Hmm.
You know see that person see they sleep. Look at the news. Tinubu's VIP police withdrawal directive fails as officers disguised as vigilantes and private workers.
Yeah.
You can imagine. These are Nigerian police force. Nigerian police force. Directives were given to withdraw all of them from the VIPs. And the so-called Nigerian police cannot be able to withdraw they can't withdraw their officers from the VIP. What does that show you? That these people are not loyal to your so-called government. They're not loyal to the country. Their loyalty is to the people that are paying them money.
Yeah.
Any VIP that is ready to pay, that is where the loyalty lies. You can imagine. And they are boldly sending out this kind of information. Just imagine. Tinubu VIP police withdrawal directive fails. A directive given by the president, the strongest man in that country. Officers, instead of obeying that very directive, they disguise themselves as vigilantes.
Yeah.
Private drivers.
But that is what Tinubu is all about. That is his life. Crooked,
exactly.
Fraud, criminality.
Fraud.
Yeah.
So when you hear that kind of, how can you tell me? Does it mean, you see, that is when we say Nigeria is not a country.
Yeah.
Because in a normal in the same country, all you need to do is to send out the signal.
Yeah.
The Inspector General of Police will send out the signal and everybody will be back to base.
Okay.
Wherever you are. You don't need to form any force. This is people that are under you already. This is a force under you. Just give out the instruction. You can imagine. Here, they refuse to obey. Instead of returning back to base, they abandon the police completely, disguise themselves as vigilantes and private drivers.
Yeah.
And they keep their arms with them and continue to protect whom they are protecting. And these same people, they still receive salary under the federal government.
Okay.
Their name is still listed as a police.
So
if you cannot control the people that are under you, people that are under you in uniform, how then do you think you can be able to, when we talk about going against this bandit, how can you go against the bandit?
Yeah. But he said it.
But some of these people are there, and even this police, some of them are bandits. All these police you are seeing.
Of course, now, of course. They are working with the
that are guarding these people, these rich men are all bandits, all of them.
But Tinubu made that announcement, and people say, hey, but look at it now. Look at it. Yeah. Words, just say it. They don't care.
The easiest thing for him to do, look at it, is fail.
Yeah.
The easiest order to be given and carried out, the easiest one.
Call the IG, give him instruction, and that will. But they know what they are doing, lying to the people.
Now tell me, my brother, if he cannot be able to remove the security from the security
VIP.
from those VIP. If he cannot be able to withdraw the security, what else can he? Is it the bandits in the forest that he can be able to go against?
They will be able to disarm. Okay, all right. So, yeah.
This one are the people under your control. If you cannot be able to disarm the ones under your control, under you, is it the ones that are in the forest that you can be able to disarm?
Yeah.
Did you see that? And this is why we say Nigeria is not a country. Has never been and will never be.
Never.
Will never be. The more you continue to deceive yourself that it's going to be better tomorrow, you're only exposing yourself to danger. And you are postponing the doomsday because it's going to happen. Now we are in Christmas period. One of the most dangerous times you have in Nigeria. Look at this one. Motorists stranded 4 hours on Abuja Lokoja Road, despite Tinubu government claim of normal traffic.
Mm.
Today, Omahi is claiming that they are constructing roads. They are
Yeah.
doing what in the southeast? They've done this. Go to the southeast at this festive period,
Okay.
and the same what traffic is doing there.
Hmm.
In a normal, if Nigeria was a normal country that road I go, it will take you 4 to 5 hours to travel from Onitsha to Lagos.
Mm.
In a normal road, when there is a good road with a good driver.
Yeah.
But in Nigeria, it's 24 hours journey. Even if you will succeed in that 24 hours. So. Now, even the flight that people are taking now, I think they say they double the price. The price, they have a more than 100% increase.
Yeah.
In the flight this and now. Everywhere, that is tormenting the masses in all, but trying to frustrate the people to make sure that the poverty increase.
Mm.
Any angle they see that is like you are breathing in this area, they will go and quench off the light in that area so that you will not even breathe at all. It is so sad.
That's good.
Go ahead. It's okay, my brother. I'm even rounding up already.
Good. I can wait you.
Okay, my brother.
God bless. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bless you too. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So, my fellow Biafrans that are watching, wherever you're watching from, remember, this is a festive period. While you are celebrating, I know many of us are busy. It is a time that we travel from places to, more especially people that are in Biafra land. This message is for you. Be very careful. Always be security conscious wherever you are at any given point in time. Always be security conscious. Always. And those living abroad, except there is a mandatory issue that's going to take you to Nigeria, there is no point going there. Except there is a mandatory program or something that is very, very important that you have to go. Without that, please don't. Your life is much more important than anything. I pray that as many of us as have made it up to this moment in December, today is 22nd of December. As many that have made it up to 22nd of December, I pray that every one of us will be alive and we walk into 2026 together. It will be sad for us to make it this far and we couldn't enter into the 2026. May Chukwu Okike Abiam continue to guide and protect every one of us, wherever you may be across the world. In our conclusion, Monday sit at home is not the problem. It is a symptom. The disease is injustice. The disease is extortion. The disease is oppression of reason. And until those are addressed, resistance will keep finding new forms. We will continue to resist them. Remain peaceful wherever you are. Remain thoughtful wherever you are. Remain awake wherever you find yourself. Because liberation does not begin with violence. It begins with awareness. Liberation begins with awareness. That is why on a daily basis we won't stop talking. We will continue to talk and we'll continue to speak. Thank you so much for being part of this program. I appreciate every one of you. Please like and share to other platforms as much as you can and enjoy your holiday period. Be focused. Don't get distracted. Don't get distracted. Mostly people in Biafra land, be very careful wherever you go at all times. May Chukwu Okike Abiam guide and protect every one of you. And may Chukwu Okike Abiam guide and protect our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Protect our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoku. We pray that no weapon formed or fashioned against us as Biafrans shall prosper, and no weapon formed or fashioned against our leaders shall prosper. Thank you so much for being part of this program. I appreciate you, and I will see you again, hopefully in the evening. Stay blessed. Bye-bye, everybody.
very oldest language on the face of this very earth. Chiko kikabia mapuli nini chineke nge nde sona efewe na kushala nina ina koza hanso ya mbuni unanye na jama we kama nzozi zingani anyana ge farusi okonane ge ole kali nini kale kama mbolo ne kale obia mnendi nden so na ya na kushala ni obadi ndo na to kole no totwa yaba no wanene rebu mo yo Because you will make a difference with your source and no more and we're not going to do it.
But you know what? I would like you to believe that someone is because no, I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not possible. I have come. Look what you do. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what I am doing in 5 years to come. Thank you.